What is going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to you. I wanted to bring you a video based on a video that Roland Martin put up the other day on his channel. And some of the things that his guests have said were quite, they were racist. They were hateful things that his guest had brought. But I'm going to do a critique of one of his videos. If you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
So this election wasn't that Democrats double down on wokeness. White people double down on whiteness.
I'm not surprised at what happened on Election Day with regard to the question of allies and how white women voted. They voted that way before. When it comes to the Hispanic vote, they voted that way before. It's never been a surprise. We're the group that's always looking out for everybody else in terms of our advocacy groups standing up for other causes all the time. You don't see the duplication of that the other way around.
You know, the thing is, you're mad because you didn't win. You did not win, and you're mad. So again, you're like, oh, white women, they were here for us. Again, they didn't vote with us. They don't owe you nothing. You don't understand that. You know, I know the entitlement has gone on for a long time. And again, people like you believe that other groups owe you something. They don't owe you a thing. It's not because of white women that Kamala Harris lost. Not at all. It's because she lacked the ability to attract white women by her message. Again, they did not feel secure in her running the country. Always they're racist? No, I don't think so. Because again, a lot of these people that voted for Barack Obama twice, again, we got to understand that our Barack Obama would have never have been in office if it wasn't for white people. Again, the majority of the U.S. population is made up by white folks. They voted in big numbers for Barack Obama. You know, yeah, I mean, it's absolutely insane that you believe that white women need to help you out and that you're the only group that stands behind other people. No, no, you're not. Again, you don't stand behind anyone. You look out for yourself. You look out totally for yourself. And white women and white people in general, the reason why they've stood behind Black Lives Matter and DEI programs and affirmative action programs and whatever is because they've been guilted into doing so. And you're mad right now because these white women didn't feel enough guilt to help Kamala Harris win the election.
Yeah, it is a time for heroes. I'm not seeing any so far. We definitely have a Neville Chamberlain problem in our politics. Always on the left, we always have somebody who's placating, as we saw yesterday at the White House. Not only placating white supremacy, but placating a fascist sitting in the Oval Office and acting like everything is normal. And so far, that is what the Democratic Party has been doing. I think it is absolutely shocking. And they've got to get their act together. And in a few minutes or so, I'm about to get on another call to hear what the deal is with another faction of advocates in Virginia. But, I'm not feeling it in terms of an opposition. And I know it's only been a week, but still, the other crazy thing is we let James Carville run his mouth again. Yes. James Carville needs to be shut down. And I think people need to understand what we're seeing right now in our politics is, in fact, Clinton-era politics. James Carville had 1992, 1996. Then they ran Al Gore. He loses in fact quotes. And then, of course, John Kerry. And it wasn't until United States Senator Barack Obama shows up and breaks that chain of Clinton era. Then it comes back again, of course, Hillary, ran in 2008 and loses in the primary. Then she comes back again in 2016 and loses, and we end up with Donald Trump. So we, in a sense, are still in the Clinton era, and we have to turn the page to the next generation, whether it's Wes Moore or Pete Buttigieg, or Gavin Newsom or Josh Shapiro, but we haven't even seen a Gen Xer show up. A Gen Xer hasn't even shown up because there's too many people in the way. And the reason that this happened this year is because Joe Biden decided to run again. Another baby boomer tried to run again. Nothing against baby boomers, but, you can't run again at 80, 81 years old, and all of his staff and everybody who's in the same generation he's in, by the way, nobody said anything. And that's why we find ourselves with a second Trump presidency, and it was completely avoidable.
He's not a boomer. I think Joe Biden was born in 1943. And again, that would be 3 years too soon. So it's not a boomer. And then the second thing about James Carville, you're going to get him shut down. You got to get him to be quiet. Why? Number one, why? That man's been around for a long time. What he says makes 100% sense. I mean, again, I see it. I know it. I understand why people are not voting for you guys. They're not going to vote for Kamala Harris. You're going to lose a lot of voters over this woke bullshit, this transgender bullshit. Again, this systemic racism bullshit. They're not going to vote for you. And they're not going to be guilted into voting for you. You lost them. And again, instead of you guys looking at the real reality of what you did wrong, you're about blaming everyone else. Blaming Republicans, blaming James Carville, blaming old people, blaming whatever. The problem is you. You're at the very foundation of it. Again, all this systemic racism and whatever bullshit. That is what people, they're not buying anymore. They're done with it. Yet I'm done with it. One time, believe it or not, I was a Democrat. And I turned away with my party. And I get it. I've seen a lot of other people. There's one gentleman I'm friends with in his 70s. Again, has never voted Republican. Straight ticket. Straight ticket red. Again, people, they're done. And you guys, again, keep it up. Just keep the bullshit up. It's actually helping me out. It's helping a lot of people out. Because you guys are too stupid to understand you're the problem.
I want to jump in on that James Carville point exactly because, we've been hearing everything about, especially from dumbasses like James Carville, all these white men need to shut the hell up about how, it's too much wokeness. I'm trying to figure out what part of woke did John Tester give in white ass Montana? What part of woke did whatever the white man was in West Virginia? I don't even know who the hell it was. What part of woke did Joe Manchin, who was too punk ass to run for his Senate seat again because he knew he was going to lose? What part of woke was that? Or Sherrod Brown or Bob Casey? The people that lost were white men, okay? And they lost because they got out-whited by other white people, okay? So this election wasn't that Democrats doubled down on wokeness. White people doubled down on whiteness, okay? Where the Democrats actually embrace diversity, they won. Where Democrats actually embrace the base, they won. Some places, I'm sorry, you ain't got enough of us to get your wins in. But this had nothing to do with goddamn wokeness in this election. And all the people sitting up there talking about that shit need to shut the hell up. This had to do with the most successful dissuasion campaign, the most successful disinformation campaign, and another campaign where Democrats tried to get the white women and never Trump voters failed strategy, and the base stayed home. And that's why we're in the situation that we're in addition to the fact that people are fucking assholes and they shoulder shrugged at a goddamn fascist, criminal, degenerate running for president again.
You know, guys, man, that's the problem right there. That is the problem with your party. That woman, those like her. I mean, again, she's sitting up there saying, "Oh, James Carville needs to shut the hell up with this old white ass," or whatever she said. He needs to shut the F up, whatever she. And again, think about that for a minute. Think about it. James Carville said, you know, again, all these young black girls need to shut the hell up. They need to shut the hell up. Again, people, oh my God, you can't say that. You can't say that. That's racist. What she said was racist. Again, why can't people be honest about that? Why can't they be straight? You know, again, James Carville's right. The woke bullshit is what's destroyed the Democratic Party. They're too woke. Way too woke. You know, again, that's why those people in the guy in Montana and West Virginia, whatever, that's why they lost. It's not because they were out-whited or whatever. It's because their community does not want to vote that woke bullshit. They don't want to. They don't want to have that. Again, they're concerned about their job, their business, food on the table. Again, this woke BS. That's rich people problems. Talk about transgender BS. Talk about systemic racism, whatever. Again, everyone is equal. You can go after whatever you want. You can become whatever you want if you do it. There are no laws that prevent you from doing whatever. As a matter of fact, there are things that go in your favor over the top of other people. Because you're black, because you're brown, because you're female. And again, people, they know that too. But they don't want this shit. Because this shit, number one, is a rich folk problem. It's not poor folks. They don't care. They want jobs. They want to put food on the table. They want their business back running right. Inflation is killing them. Their families. Things are in jeopardy. And again, they're not going to vote the way you want them to vote because you want them to feel guilty. Or you get mad at James Carville because James Carville won't toe the line. That's the reason why, you know, Kamala didn't get in office. It's because everyone is racist or sexist or whatever. No, it's because of Kamala. And it's because of the Democratic Party. You know, if you guys want to keep your head in the sand, that's fine. I mean, again, it works for me all day long because you will never correct the problem because you can't see the problem. You can't see yourself. So you're not going to correct yourself. So again, if you want to keep it up, go ahead and keep it up. But again, you're the problem.
Okay, all those senators that you named, okay, Casey, Manchin, Tester, I mean, they ran in 2018 during wokeness, during defund, and they won. So they won during defund. Okay, so I don't know what James Carville is talking about, but James Carville wants to say it. He's stopping himself from saying it. He tells these politicians in these off years, particularly in Virginia, do not embrace anything black. If you break, you
Yep.
see, James Carville is still doing triangulation from 1992. James Carville is still doing what he told Bill Clinton. Do the conservative crime bill. Do the conservative welfare policy. Don't do anything for blacks. Do the Sister Souljah. Slap somebody around black in public to show white voters that you're not really for these people. That's what James Carville really wants to say. I'm not sure why he's stopping himself from saying it, because it's so obvious that's what he wants to say, and that's what he tells people on the phone. So the guy needs to go away, because it is basically what they're saying is that their base doesn't matter, and in fact, they should talk disrespectfully to their base. It is black voters that wins the Democratic Party these elections in so many of these cities. No other group under the Democratic umbrella. And yet it's black voters that are told to shut up when we have to watch George Floyd get choked out on the street under somebody's knee. We're the ones that are told to shut up. Everybody else can say whatever they want, but we're the ones that are told, don't forward your policy, don't say anything. And these are life and death types of situations. So I'm a little bit tired of James Carville, because he's politically wrong. He predicted that the vice president was going to win, and he was wrong again. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So that show has got to end at some point.
Number one, in 2018, majority of people had not heard of wokeness. Talking about, 2018, everything goes woke this, woke that. No one. The fun, the police, that was just getting started. I mean, again, we have truly got to understand majority of everyday average Americans had never heard of that. They had never heard of transgender bullshit. Again, go back to even 2018. It didn't cross their radar at all. I mean, there was a famous clip with Bill Maher from his show on HBO, Real Time, and he's talking to Dennis Prager, and Dennis Prager said, the whole transgender stuff, and men can give birth, and we're gonna put tampons in boys' bathrooms and everything. I forgot everything that was said on the clip, but Bill Maher was like, "What are you talking about, man?" I mean, again, none of us are worried about that stuff. What are you talking about? And Dennis Prager says something like, "You will be. It's coming." And it did.
Giant left-wing lie.
We're talking about degrees.
To say that men can menstruate is a lie, and that is what is said.
Wait, where did that?
You never heard it, right? Okay, check it out, folks. Check it out. Anyone who says a man cannot menstruate is considered transphobic.
I missed this whole story.
You did.
I did.
I agree.
Tell me where are you getting this?
Just Google it. Can men menstruate?
Who is saying this? You're talking about a very small percentage.
Oh, really? Then how do you allow men, biological men, to run against women in the races in Connecticut and set all the high school records?
Okay, but that's...
they're called men.
No.
The Nation magazine said they're women.
Okay, but I would agree with you on that. The way you framed it is nonsense.
I framed it perfectly accurately.
No, you didn't. What you're talking about is, yes, someone who is transgendered, was a man, now claims to be a woman, is a woman, okay, is beating the dog shit out of other women in the race because, of course, they have more muscle mass. And even Martina Navratilova came out and said, this is ridiculous. You might as well not have women's sport. This is a far cry from saying men can menstruate.
I agree.
But that's not where anyone went with that, but you.
Not true.
Okay.
At the University of Berkeley men's room, tampons are given out. Check it out. UC Berkeley men's rooms have tampon dispensers.
Would you say,
that's
Dennis,
probably because men are pussy whipped and their girlfriend said, "Go get me a tampon." That's why. That's a much more logical. Okay, all right. Moving on to the next. Dennis, I remember you in the old show. You were a little more reasonable.
What did I say that wasn't unreasonable?
You said that we think that men menstruate and no one does. Have you heard about it?
I'm a doctor.
I missed that one, I confess.
And this is what...
As a matter of fact, Bill Maher is kind of one of these liberals that are, very pushed back by what's happening. But again, it's not about wokeness. No. It's about racism. But the thing is, you guys are the only ones that are racist. Seriously. It's you. I'm not saying it's all black people. No, of course not. But I'm saying it is people like you. You're going to have a very hard time finding white people that publicly or privately denounce black people at all. You're going to have a very difficult time finding that. But you have no problem at all finding a bunch of black people that love to talk bad about whitey. Or they love to, you guys. And that is what the problem is. If you guys would please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. You son of a.